Hello pledges, and welcome back to GroupMe 101. This week's episode is going to be covering what it means to send a meaningful message. Now this can be both in chapter and in the GroupMe, so pay attention.
Hi, I'm Jack, and welcome to today's deep dive. I'm going to start by reading a definition for the term meaningful message, which I actually wrote myself to ensure that it's completely accurate. A meaningful message is a noun, and is defined as a GroupMe message which holds some intrinsically beneficial value, whether it be comedic, informational, or otherwise helpful, in the context of the current conversation within the group. A meaningful message should hold value, add information to the discussion, and or be indicative of some sort of reaction which is not otherwise attainable by liking the message. Now, questions often are meaningful, unless they can be answered by scrolling up within the group chat, using Google, or reaching out to a brother directly. Likewise, talking about things that are just one-on-one issues, such as a common work schedule or an interest, not considered meaningful. Additionally, liking a message lets someone know that you found it funny, so saying haha is not meaningful.
Yes, live your best life. You don't need a man. Shoot. You keep sneaking up on me. You gotta knock next time. Chapter is at 7. Okay. What did I do wrong? You call a cow with no legs ground beef? Okay, I do get it. That is too good. What? That too? Hey Nolan, are you working this weekend? I can't talk about work in the GroupMe.
Hello, brothers. Welcome to this week's edition of Are You Smarter Than the Average Pledge? Last week, the correct answer was C, so hopefully everyone watching got that right. This week, the question is, what is a meaningful message? Is it A, your public's work schedule? Is it B, excessive laughing? Is it C, responding okay? Or is it D, mentioning an internship opportunity for other brothers? Make sure to leave your comments down below in the GroupMe so we can know who really is smarter than the average pledge. Now we're going to send it over to Ethan with this week's Power Rankings.
Thank you, Connor, and welcome back to another edition of the Theta Chi GroupMe 101 Power Rankings. Now this week, we've been talking all about meaning, and what it means for something to truly have meaning. I mean, let's be honest, everything in life has a purpose. You, chickens, a midget at Wild Greg's. So how do we turn something seemingly so arbitrary into something far more concrete that we can use for rankings? So over the last week of discovery and exploration, I set out on a mission to try to turn these rankings into something far less biased and arbitrary. And while I quite literally failed at that mission, I was able to discover this formula that'll help us have a little more meaning and reasoning behind what we're seeing here today. So for complete clarity, here is the formula. Meaning equals the square root of 1 plus the meaningful percentage. Now the meaningful percentages, of course, I looked through everyone's messages in the group chat and randomly decided which ones I thought were important. You multiply that times your parents' average income, and then divide all of that by 7.9, which is of course the average number of words per minute a Theta Chi can read, assuming water breaks are given. Now the tiebreaker, as always, is +1 for actives and minus 10,000 for pledges. Now after my extensive research, I found that only 32% of messages we send in the group chat are needed. So let's go over to the big board and see how that works out in this week's Power Rankings. Now remember to hit pause on the video and take a look at each of my explanations so you can educate yourself a little bit more. And also, if you have any issues with this week's rankings or where you are in the rankings, please shoot me a text and I will politely leave you on red. Now let's get into this week's rankings. Coming in at number 1, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Mr. Connor Bly. Look, he's the Kappa Delta sweetheart, the king of the pledges, He's quick with a wit whenever we need one in the group chats. He sends the most meaningful messages in Theta Chi. Moving down the list a little bit, number 5, Blake Olson. Look, I don't like paying my dues any more than you guys, but money is critical to the functioning of this amazing fraternity. On to the second page here. At the top of the list is Philip Rodriguez. He's the highest ranked pledge this week, not because he's truly the most important, but just because I feel really bad about leaving him off the list last week. And down at the bottom, Jack Foley. It was clear what April 1st at midnight meant the first time, bro. Just letting you know. On to the next page, Luis Ruiz, number 20. He was the number 1 ranked guy last week. Instead, he's down to 20 this week. He's sending messages about leaving group chats, making us feel all sad and sappy inside, and then he's coming back. I don't know what to trust him when he's saying, and I don't even know if he's going to hit up Greg, let's be honest. And down at the bottom of this list, number 26, Skip. He's up 1 spot from last week, but at what cost? 15 of his last 21 messages have received no recognition in the group chat. On to the bottom feeders of the week. Rawson at number 29. He's what I like to call a double sender. His last 7 times he sent messages in the Theta Chi group chat have had 2 messages when they could have been concised into 1. And just like STDs, you never really want the second one. And on to our bottom feeder of the week, Greg Gardner. Now, I'll finish this week's rankings with a reading from the Book of Greg, Chapter 3. These are all excerpts of text messages he has sent in the group chat. So, here they are. Damn. ... bet. Laughing face emoji, laughing face emoji, laughing face emoji. ... this sounds amazing. Open parentheses, mute button, close parentheses. Laughing face emoji, laughing face emoji, laughing face emoji. What do I do about these dues that are due? I. ... And finally, ... He's really good at making you scroll up to see the important stuff. So that concludes this week's rankings. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. For all my colleagues out there, stay tuned for next week when we talk about the timeline of a joke. Signing off. I'm not chubby, just big boned. We'll see you next time, folks.